text component is actually quite straightforward, not only from the way that we structured it, so we just had our one field there, which was our text content, but also the way that we can style it. So the way that we're going to style it is going to be by adding a width to it, and we're going to center this box in the middle. We're going to add some padding on the top and the bottom. With the text, we just want to resize that a bit. And then we have our H3, which we added in our content. And we want to have the Archivo black font at 20 pixels in size. So let's go in, and where we have our block at the bottom here, I'm going to put in some new lines, and I'm going to say div class, and we're going to put our text content inside of there. And we can say this is our text block that gets rendered out every time. Well, we don't need to say that. We just say this is our text block. What class names are we going to put on here? Well, we want to add some padding on the top and the bottom. So if we have a look at that and we refresh the page, we have put some padding vertically of 6 units. So quite a large padding there. We want to give this lots of breathing room. We want these blocks of text to really stand out from the images. So that's dealt with. Now currently this text is taking up the full width of the page. This is a real anti-pattern with typography because it just makes things very, very difficult to read. Your eyes will almost lose the point in the sentence you're at because it's just so long. So we need to constrain the width there a bit. Now, just like we did with our box up the top there, we're going to use some measure. Now, rather than using just the standard measure, we're going to use the wider version, and it's only ever so slightly wider. So we're going to say measure wide. Refresh that. We now get a really nice text width there, and we want to put it into the center. So we just write the word center. It adds a margin on the left of auto and a margin on the right of auto. So you see this center class does its thing. What else do we want to do here? We probably want to style this H3. So we have a H3 tag. We want to remove the margin on the top of it. And we also want to change the font. Now, the difficult thing is we can't add tachyons classes to this because it is part of our content. So this is something that we'll need to do in our CSS. We can't do everything in tachyons, unfortunately. So let's just put in the bottom here a new class. So firstly, what should we call it? Let's just call this text block. So we'll give it a class of text block, and we're going to say text block H3, and then the styles we're going to give it are going to be our font size. Our font size is going to be 21 pixels. I just need to double check that. Oh, 20 pixels. In addition to that, we're going to remove the margin on the top. So these default styles that come with it. On the bottom, the margin is going to be 20 pixels. We're going to use text transform uppercase, and we're going to add some letter spacing. Now the letter spacing is going to be 0.05 em. So just like our hero heading, using a little bit of letter spacing in there. Cool, that's looking good. Now one last thing that I did pick up on is our font size. So in the Figma doc, I accidentally refreshed this, so it takes a little while to boot up. But you can see our text here has a font size of 20 pixels. So something I'm going to do is to add the F4 class. What the F4 class does is it uses the 4th unit in the type scale. So if we go to type scale and we count down, so we have, it starts at 6, 5, 4. We have 20 pixels. And then lastly, the font itself, we want it to use our Archivo. So we want to make it Archivo black. So we can do that by going into our custom.css, and where we have our Archivo, we're going to also apply that text, that font family, to our H3 in our text block. Cool, so that's looking all good. Now, if we went in and we say added another text block, I can say heading 3, Lawrence went to Hong Kong. He had a really lovely time. And we updated this. We would now get another text block. And I could rearrange that so my my story about my visit to Hong Kong would go on top. We can rearrange things. And this is the idea. So we're going to build up these components. We have text blocks, we have a header block, and next week we're going to build that gallery block as well. The gallery block is going to be a little bit more complicated, and that's why we're saving it for next week. So I'm just going to remove that, update, and this is looking all good.